Welcome back to the deep dive. Today we're doing something a bit different, almost like digital forensics.
Right.
We're not digging through market reports. Instead, we're looking at the structural skeleton of a modern e-commerce site. It's called CollTective, and we're basing this purely on some menu and footer text snippets we have.
Yeah, and the idea here, our sort of mission for you listening, is to see what we can quickly pull from just this basic blueprint.
Okay.
What is this layout, this language? Tell us about what consumers expect now and what's, absolutely necessary for an online store today. Let's call it the 2025 baseline checklist.
Got it. Okay, so let's dig into this navigation first, because it jumps right out, doesn't it? The focus on the transaction.
It really does.
You've got the obvious things, home, all product, sure, but track your order is right up there, very prominent. It's actually listed twice, main menu and the about section.
And what's interesting there, I think, is how that placement signals a shift. It's not just about making the sale anymore.
Nope.
Managing the purchase after it's made, especially knowing where your stuff is, that's become, well, a primary feature. It's not buried in the footer anymore. It's about reassurance right away.
Yeah, that makes sense. And that focus on immediate reassurance, it feels like it connects to their business model, too, if you look under collection.
Yeah.
More info top trending for this season.
Exactly. That screams velocity, newness. They're likely pushing fast fashion or something similar, right?
Yeah.
Goods that move quickly.
Okay.
Which means they're not selling you something built to last for years. They depend on that constant churn of inventory.
So if you're selling stuff that moves that fast, trust must be, well, fragile. Speed implies maybe a bit more risk for the customer, like, will it get here? Is it decent quality?
Precisely. The perceived risk is higher. So how do they tackle that risk? Sort of operationally and legally, right out of the gate.
Where's the mitigation?
It's right there in the footer, in that mandatory policy checklist. These are the legal pillars you just have to have for online commerce today. Non-negotiable.
Okay, so what are we seeing specifically?
We see return policy, shipping information, terms of service, and privacy policy, all clearly listed. Just having these prominently displayed acts as almost a first layer of marketing.
Right, it shows their proper setup.
It shows maturity, yeah. And it minimizes headaches for them down the line, legally speaking.
It's interesting that a legal footer carries that much kind of marketing weight. Does that mean we're all becoming amateur lawyers before we click buy?
Maybe not lawyers, but definitely looking for trust signals. And look what else is there, reinforcing that. The DMCA report mentioned right next to the copyright date, 2025.
DMCA, Digital Millennium Copyright Act. Okay, what does that signal?
For anyone unfamiliar, mentioning DMCA compliance tells you they're serious about protecting their own content, their images, maybe even their designs.
Ah, intellectual property.
Exactly. It's a defense mechanism. It signals to competitors and, importantly, to customers that they're, an established, serious player, not some fly-by-night operation. Up-to-date protection right into 2025.
Okay, let's pivot a bit. How they talk to us. I noticed some pretty clear repetition, almost insistent repetition in the communication parts, especially around getting your email. Welcome to subscribe to our email shows up more than once, quite prominently.
Yeah, and that repetition, it gives you a real insight, I think, back into that velocity model we talked about.
How so?
Well, if the products themselves are temporary top trending for this season, then the product itself isn't the long-term asset.
Ah, right. The customer relationship is the asset.
Precisely. The email list is the durable asset they're building, so they have to hammer that subscription message. Keeping you on that list is potentially more valuable than any single sale, especially for repeat business with new trends.
Okay, so we've laid out the what and the how, the structure, the policies, the communication style that seems required. What's the main takeaway here for someone listening, maybe someone building their own site or just trying to be a savvy online shopper?
I think the core lesson for 2025 is that you can't just have these compliance documents tucked away. You need to turn them into active trust signals. This collective structure, basic as it is, gives you that perfect baseline checklist.
So high velocity needs high visibility.
Right, like prominent tracking. And that visibility needs verification. The full suite of legal and IP policies clearly shown. You have to prioritize that whole post-purchase experience, give people confidence just as much as you push the initial sale.
So here's a final thought to leave you with. The next time you land on a new online shop, one you haven't used before, take a quick look, glance at the footer, check the main navigation. What elements from this kind of basic structure we've discussed, the easy tracking, the clear policies, maybe that push for your email, what's missing, and more importantly, what might that absence tell you about how much you should trust them?